First of all, an update on Erik. He had surgery this morning. 70% cut of the Achilles tendon. Time frame is 3 to 4 months. The surgery, from our information, went well. It was a clean cut. Recovery is expected to be 100%. But it does mean that his year is finished at this time.
Bryan, was this the biggest concern, the fact that he maybe not come back 100%?
Yeah, well, it was one of the concerns. There's no question. Some of these damaged tendons take up to a year, I was led to believe. Dr. Chow was the front doctor in this, with a couple of others working with him, and indications were that it went well enough that the time frame is basically confirmed to be 100%.
And when it happens with a player who's making a living with the speed and acceleration, I guess from your standpoint, it must have been very worrisome to think that maybe it could have been long-term impact.
Well, very definitely. It's all about the young man at this point in time, that he gets back to the level that he was at. Certainly one of the good players of the National Hockey League, if not right at the top of the list. And we certainly want him back to that level for our sake, but also for his sake.
I'm disappointed, are you, Bryan, that Matt Cook isn't going to get any supplement?
As I told Brendan Shanahan this morning, that's not my job. My job is to worry about the Ottawa Senators. The league, Brendan being the front guy for the league in this case, has to do what they feel is right. They suggest it was a hockey play gone bad. I suggested that Matt Cook has somewhat of a history, and that maybe that should be considered as well, but I don't believe that's the approach they took. They took it as the individual act. I'm not sure. I guess I've heard different sources say that this is the new way to do things in hockey. Get your body in position. Your skates are more in play than in the past. Being in hockey all these years, I don't see that very often. But beyond that, it's no benefit for us, for anybody. It's up to the league to make these decisions. We get no value out of a player being suspended, and I'm not pushing that at all.
But do you find it disrespectful at all?
Well, I don't know. No, I think I would be disrespectful if I was outraged by it. I'm outraged the fact that we lost Erik Karlsson, that's all. I'm disappointed for him. I'm obviously disappointed for the players on our team and the coaching staff here and the fans of the city and around the league, that this was one of the most entertaining players, one of the reasons you come to the arena, to games at night, and to lose them is a tremendous loss. Peter Regan, Milan McCulloch, Latondras, Stone, Hoffman. I mean, we got 8 guys out right now. That's the hard part to swallow, and obviously Erik is a prime guy there.
My question is, do you remember anything like this at all in your history of being in the league?
I got fired in Washington when we had 7 guys out one time, and we had a tough time winning games. But beyond that, no, I can't. This is really abnormal. There's no question about it.
Were those Washington players good players?
Yeah, they were good players. Rod Langway, Scott Stevens, and guys like that. They were pretty good players.
Where was the surgery done, Bryan, and who did it?
Dr. Chow did it. Right? Just in the city. We brought him back last night, but I don't know what operating room he was in now.
Bryan, will this spur you to do anything? Certainly go get a puck-moving defenseman.
I don't know that, as I said, when Jason went down, that many other managers are going to do any favors for me, and I don't think that I've made some calls about different players over the course of the last week or two, and there's been nobody very willing to give me a good player for a player that's not in the league yet, and that's the hard part of it. Of course, we got some really good prospects coming. We've got guys playing prime roles right now that we were going to put on the team and introduce them to the NHL and play third or fourth line minutes, and hopefully they would grow into a role within a year, and now they're playing 20 minutes a game, and it will be magnified more as we go forward.
Brian, I know some guys wear those cut-resistant socks. Will that be something that you'll encourage players
Well,
to wear?
I've asked that, and I guess they are available. We have them in stock. The players find them bulky, and to fit into their skates, and that they don't do that. Some guys play it with bare feet in their socks, and other ones wear the light socks, or in their skates rather. And some people wear the light socks, and that was Erik's case.
There seems to be like the wrist in those areas that are unprotected.
Yeah, there is. Unfortunately, in our game, we've got skate guards that the defensemen should be wearing, and I look around and not many defensemen wear them, you know. So they want to be able to play at a high speed, and they think some of this stuff is cumbersome at the time, so they take the risk of not wearing it.
And how does this change your team and how you go about finding them?
Well, it changes obviously dramatically, and you lose a fair amount of skill. I've said all along when Jason was knocked out of the lineup that the back end has to contribute. And I believe in our league today, if the defensemen aren't involved in the offense and don't give you points on a fairly consistent basis, it's very hard to win. And I think you see that in games around the league. And so we don't replace Erik Karlsson. I mean, we don't have anybody in that category of player. We hope that other people eat up his minutes, and defensively we just won't allow any goals. I guess that's the only way you can do it. Craig Anderson's got to be great, and our defense have to be great, and hopefully find, by committee, a way to score some goals.
Do you believe you still have a shot at making the playoffs?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that. I believe we got to work hard, and we hope that we get some guys back in the near future that can contribute. We have to make some call-ups, which we'll discuss this afternoon and decide, and we have to go into Toronto and New Jersey in the weekend and try to do our best.
Brian, is there anything on Bryan Murray?
He's being checked out as of probably right now. He had a little swelling. He twisted his knee in warm-up yesterday. It was a little tender. We pulled him out because we didn't want to risk anything further. We're hoping that he missed a game or two and is able to come back. But beyond that, I don't have an answer at the moment.
What would you say that there's a lot of people in the fan base that say, you know what, you've lost Stratza, you've lost Karlsson. Why not move a guy like Craig Anderson and start thinking about the future, bring Robin Leonard up, and basically saying this is a rebuild year? What do you say to people?
Well, Craig Anderson has 2 years left in his contract. I would say that he's a pretty good cornerstone to build with. I mean, I don't know who's saying that, if it's some guy up the valley or in the other end of the town, but I really think that he is a cornerstone guy, that he's at a stage in his career that he probably will be able to play 5 or 8 more years if we want him to do that, and Robin's going to be a guy that we can bring, and that's where you have to start in this business. These people are going to recover. Cowan's going to come back. Karlsson's going to come back. Eventually, we'll have our core again. Let's see if we can go some distance here and give people a reason to continue to cheer for the Ottawa Senators.
Anybody else among the other injured players come back a little quickly?
Well, we think Peter Regan will be ready very shortly. He's eligible to come off IR on Sunday. He skated today, so we're hoping that he'll be able to play. Latondras, we're not sure yet. He feels pretty good today, but he hasn't skated for a little bit, so we'll probably have to wait another number of days for him. Other than that, somebody else is going. Luke Richardson going to lose some players in Binghamton, and he has to survive down there and we have to leave him a goaltender. So that's what we'll do.
The status quo for you right now is not an option. Are you going to try to do whatever it is, like try to find that element for the two?
I don't know how I do it, but we're going to try. We're going to talk to teams. I don't think I want to give up first-round picks right now to finish up the year. I want to continue. We've got some kids. We've got a few hurt down there, but we got a few kids that we'll give a chance to out of necessity more than anything. And I think we've got a core here, and I know we've got a good coaching staff, and they'll put up a game plan to make us competitive every night. I thought last night we kind of lost a little heart, I think, in the third period because of Erik, and I think they all went into the room and saw him, and we had a real good second period. We were very competitive in the game, and we'll have a day to recover and hopefully come back, and Jimmy O'Brien and Erik Karlsson will continue to play the way they are, and they'll fill the net.
Do you worry at all about the mindset of the players? I mean,
Oh, sure.
Karlsson,
That's why I'm wearing black today. I'm worried about everything today, but we'll recover from this without a doubt. We may not be as talented, but I think we got a real good, strong character group, and we have to hope that they will help carry us through.
How is Erik himself feeling? He seemed pretty angry last night.
Oh, he was angry. He had some comment. I talked to him a little bit about it. I mean, emotion is a big part of what we do in this business, or have to have in this business. Erik was upset. He thought he got directed. He thought he got cut with a skate that shouldn't be where it was. It was a nothing play at the time. It should have been blowing down because the puck went into the net. There's lots of things that could have happened but didn't happen, and he'll be fine. One thing about Erik, he's a strong guy and he's confident, and he thought last night, I'll be back in 4 or 5 weeks. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case, but when he does get ready for therapy, he'll work real hard to get back and be healthy and be a good player again.
Can you get back to when you actually saw the play happen? What went through your mind?
Sure. Of course, but it doesn't matter what I thought.
There was quite a debate going on. Did you think he was the best player in the league this year? You watch a lot of hockey.
Well, there weren't many better, put it that way. But I'm very prejudiced, so. And I've got him signed to a contract for long term, so I can say that he was right at the top of the list, pretty much.
When Spezza went down, you said many teams around the league weren't ready to start trading yet because it was still too early. Is it still too early now?
Well, I mean, nobody's going to trade a very good player to you unless you give a very good player back. That's the norm. And I don't know how, if Bruce is right in his assessment of Erik Karlsson, then it's unlikely I'm going to be able to get that kind of player back. So I don't really want to give up the best young prospect in my organization to get a short-term guy here. So we're going to try to live with what we can for the time being. If there's something out there that I got a lot of sympathetic general managers that will be calling. I know that. I hope. And we'll try to remedy some of the problems we might have, but I can't envision that we're going to replace what we now have lost.
But is it safe to say that you're actively looking?
That's a good term.
Eugene Melnick have you talked to him about this?
Oh, man,
How's he seeing all this?
just like me. He's frustrated, disappointed, losing our players, losing some of our best players to injury. But, the solution is not to bitch and moan about it. It's to do something on the ice that will help us remain competitive.
Is the timetable still the same on Stone and Hoffman?
Well, Hoffman was a total of 8 weeks, so he's probably, and after 8 weeks, you've got to go play in the minors again. So the schedule is over by then. So we're not counting on him. Stone, his finger is healing, but it's going to be 4 weeks more minimum, we think, on him. Spaz, we know the timetable pretty much. The other couple of guys, we have a chance to get back in not too distant future.
Is more put on Patrick, a guy like Patrick Weirkosh in the situation now? Or
I think it's like saying we need Silverberg to score now, and we need Zibanejad to score. They were not supposed to be top 6 forwards at the beginning of the year, maybe Silverberg, but so Patrick Weirkosh is introducing himself to the league. We're trying to make him a better player as we go forward, and so I don't think it's fair for me or anybody to say now you've got to take Erik Karlsson's place, and that won't happen here, no.
Anything else for Bryan? All right, thank you, Bryan.
Thank you.